going to jump right into my edit today, and I'm going to explain my exact process of how I edit photos in Adobe Lightroom. So this photo here we have today is a photo that I took maybe a couple years ago. I've done quite a few edits on this picture, but we're going to go ahead and show you how it is done, or how I do it in Lightroom. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go to white balance. You could do either two ways. You can click on this little eyedropper. You want to find a mutual point in the photo. Basically you want to find like a white or a light color. We could pick that. See how it changed the color there. We can also go up if you wanted to change the colors. Generally you want to take a white neutral color, because if you don't, like this red here, this is what's going to happen. It's going to turn your photo to a blue tungsten looking color. Or what I normally do is, because the auto white balance is so good with Lightroom these days, we just go ahead and click on auto. It's going to take it to a good nice balance in our white balance. And just to show you the difference, I'll go back to when we started and to what I have now as far as the auto white balance goes. The eyedropper is good for some things and some different cases, but as for right now, I'm just not going to worry about showing you guys that. We'll show you guys how to use that in later episodes of Raw Edit, brought to you by Guthrie Photography. So basically, our next, we'll just go right down the blocks here. In our next section of our editing tools is we have our exposure. I'll show you how this works. You just take the slider. You can either slide it back down to a -5, or we could always take it up to a +5. It goes either way. We'll bring it back down to 0, and we're just going to play with this in just small increments is what you want to do. We're going to brighten this up just a little bit here, and we're going to see how this looks here. We're just going to keep bright now, a little too bright, a little too bright, and it's all subjective. What I do, you guys may not like. That's just how it is. I tend to like a little brighter images. You can also bring it back dark. No, we're not going to do that. We're just going to bring it back. We don't generally want to go too far, because if you took the picture right in the first place, you're not going to have to worry about adjusting your exposure too much. If you go past an exposure level of +2 or -2, I'd say that's too much, and that you would probably be better off trying to find a different photo to use or to retake the shot. Next thing, I think that's going to be about right. Let's go up a little bit. Okay, so we're going to leave it at +36 here. Next thing we want to do is you can go to contrast, and I'll show you what that does. If you want to completely wash out your photo and make it a nice soft, you can bring it all the way down. I generally like to keep my contrast at about 25 to 30. Because if you go too far, it starts to get really blotchy and dark in the photo itself. So we want to keep it just about right. Let's see here. Probably about right there. It's gonna be good at a +24. Let's zoom in. Check that. Look how sharp that is. That's a beautiful, beautiful image. So next we're gonna go to the highlights. We're gonna play with that a little bit. See if you take the highlights up and you take them back down. Pretty dramatic difference in the photo. I think we're gonna take them up. I'm gonna take them up to right. Let's see. Let's see. See how the skin kind of gets washed out there, and then the little middle thing by her eye gets a little. So we're gonna just take it up probably about, let's say to about 24. Next thing we want to look at is the shadows. Don't play with that as much. So pretty much, guys, this is pretty easy. It's just getting used to the different sliders and what they do. I mean, you can't really mess up the image, because if you do, let's say you don't like anything that just happened, you can always go right back to the beginning by going to this menu on the side. You can go back to any point of what you've already edited. So we're going to go back. We're going to continue on. Let's go down to the whites. Bring the whites down. Too bright. You want to get that nice skin tone. Right. I always looking at the eye and the skin tone. I don't really care about anything else, because I believe everything else will take care of itself. So let's see. I think that's doable for the whites. And now let's go to blacks. And now if you take the blacks all the way down, see how you lose her detail in her hair on the top. And if you take it all the way up, you get that nice. Right, it looks a little washed out, so I'm gonna bring it right back down. Right there. Yeah. What do you think? I think that's gonna be good, because it's gonna give a nice glow to her eyes, and then a nice glow to the nice background. Next things I really don't really care for to adjust at all, but we're gonna take a look at them anyway just to show you. Clarity slider. It's gonna make everything blurry, out of focus, not good quality at all. And then if you turn it all the way up, then it gets really grainy and nasty. Be very careful with these clarity sliders and this vibrance, because if you like this, you lose all the vibrance. Looks terrible. And then if you bring it up too high, so this is something you should really doing in your camera when you're taking your shots. So I don't recommend playing with that. I don't play with that personally. So that looks perfect. Okay. So next thing we're going to go down to is the tone curve. Basically, you can move this around if you like. You can make it into different colors any way you like this, like that. Again, guys, I don't really mess with that very much. Let's go back. Yes. Let's go back to where I had it. Perfect. I don't mess with that much. If I'm gonna mess with it, we can either do a medium contrast. Ooh. Maybe. That's gonna look good, guys. Don't you think? I think that looks pretty good. Let's try the strong contrast just for kicks. No, you kind of lose a little bit of detail in the hair on the top, so we're not gonna do that. We're gonna go with the kind of lose a little bit of detail with the hair. It gets darker. But see, guys, you can go right back up, and we can take out some of the black. So then we have that. Let's see. It's gonna be beautiful. That looks good. Next thing we're gonna discuss is gonna be. So once we're done with the basic edits, what I like to do is I have these presets that we use to adjust softness and the skin tone and the eyes and the hair. So first thing I'm going to do is we're going to go up to this little brush right here, click on it. It's going to pop open this menu. I have my own set of presets that I use to get this done. First one I'm going to go to is the hair, because it's going to be the easiest one to adjust. I'm going to zoom in 1:1 here, guys. What did I do? I'm going to zoom in 1:1. I'm going to bring it all the way to the top. And what I prefer is Back to the video. I'm going to zoom right to the top. We're going to hit on the hair define. Now check this out. This is going to be cool. So I'm going to take my pen here, and we're just going to draw on the tablet like a piece of paper. It's going to be amazing. Very subtle, but as you can see, it start to change the hair a little bit. Kind of bring it out. Check this out. Amazing. Oh my gosh, this guy is going to be great. Now, I don't know how good you can see this guy at home, but I wish you guys were here to look at this right now. Because you see the detail in the hair just come out strand by strand. It's amazing. Okay. So let's go ahead. Let's zoom back out. And we're going to check this out. And I'm going to show you the before and after on the hair. Check this out. Okay. Before, see how it's not all the way out? And then boom, it kind of lightens it up and brings it out perfectly. Alright. Next thing we're going to do here, guys, in this video, and I'm kind of doing this quick just to kind of give you an overview of how Adobe Lightroom works on a basic photo. Next thing I want to do is I like to enhance the eyes in the eye enhancement tab. So here we go. We're going to zoom in here, and we're going to zoom in on the eyes here. We're going to make the pointer small enough so we can get in here really good, and we're going to just draw. Simple as that, guys. We're just going to draw. You'll see that nice white eye come out in this picture. I love this. These presets are amazing. Good stuff. Look at that. Look at that. That's amazing right there. So I'm going to go back and show you dark eye, bright eyes. Perfect. So we're going to go back and we're going to show you what it looks like. Look how, that looks great, guys. I wish you guys could be here to watch me do this because this looks amazing, truly. Next thing I would do normally, but this model doesn't really need it, was go ahead and soften skin. I never do the max. I would always go to the medium soften skin. We're not going to do that today because she has nice skin anyway. Another thing that I forgot is we need to go back up and enhance the eyebrows in the hair enhancement. So we're going to click on new. We're going to go to hair define again, and we're just going to draw eyebrows to come back, bring what we lost. And that's the perfect thing about raw photos, is that we can just bring back whatever we want. You know, some people say that we shoot raw, that we do everything right in the camera. I don't believe that. Just look at that. Brings it all back. Brings all the detail. Look at that. Right. Looks great, guys. Looks great. So we're going to go ahead and draw here. Just drawing the eyebrows, drawing the lashes. Look at that. Look at that. And just to show you what it looked like beforehand. And what it looks like. Alright, guys. So I'm going to go back to the bottom. I'm going to zoom out here real quick. We're going to look at on the original import. Look at that. Compared to what we have now. We're not done yet. We're going to do a few more things to this before we're done. We're going to just do a few more things here, guys. It won't be very much longer. A couple other things that I notice. You kind of, when you do these type of pictures, you want to make sure the teeth are white. You know, kind of help the models out sometimes. Make sure the teeth are a little bit whiter. Maybe your light didn't get on them the right way. Let's try it. So we're going to go ahead into the menu. We're going to go ahead. Where'd my menu go? There we go. We're going to go ahead and we're going to hit new again. And then we're going to go into teeth whiten 1. And we're just going to draw on the teeth. like that. Just like that, guys. Just like that. Perfect. Nice. Alright. And then I'm going to do one last edit here before we end this little video on how to edit in Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Lightroom. We're going to do one last little edit, quick edit here, guys. We're going to do a lip enhance. So we're going to go ahead and hit new. And we are going to head and go to my next preset, which should be lip enhance. And we're just going to draw on the lips, guys. That's all it is to it. Nothing too dangerous. We're not going to live dangerous today. We're just going to do some quick little simple edit here. And on the lips, just darkens it up just enough. Perfect. Now let's zoom back out. Let's take a look at that picture one more time. You see, guys, you don't really have to do a lot of editing to be able to do, as long as you have a good photo to start off with, you're not going to have to do a lot of editing like this picture right here. It's amazing. It follows the rule of thirds. It's great. So, just one more time, guys. We're going to go back to the original photo. And then we're going to go back up to the top. And that is the edit for the week.